Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to talk about the Crosstrek's biggest negative. So when many people hear the Crosstrek and biggest negative, the first thing they think of is lack of power, or the fact that it has a reputation of having a lack of power. And we've beat this with a stick many times here on this channel. In my opinion, the 18 Crosstrek has no issues at all with power. It's a race car, no. Is it fun 0 to 60? No. But it can do everything just fine. It passes on the freeway at 75 to 85, no problem. You can get around town, no issues. There's no problems merging, none of that stuff. It has plenty of power and in fact feels much better than the earlier model Crosstrek that I had in the past. Another issue you may think we're going to talk about is the CVT. A lot of people hate the CVT. For me, it's been very good, and actually I'm really used to it now. Recently on vacation, I drove a car that was an automatic, and it was annoying, to be honest with you. I like the way the CVT shifts. I know some of you are dealing with what is described as kind of a slow speed shutter. The CVT and the computer are working together trying to find the best gear, and I know that can be kind of annoying for folks, but I think it's just a matter of getting used to how the CVT works. So what I want to talk about today, and something I've always known, but it was kind of slapped us in the face when we were getting ready to go on vacation, trying to get all of our luggage for 4 into the Crosstrek so that we could drive to Phoenix to catch a plane. And in years past, we've done this with my 14. We did it with this car last year, and it's never been an issue because there's only my wife, my son, and I. So there's just 3 of us. We could always put one seat down, and it wasn't a problem. And in the past, in other videos, I've talked about getting a hitch basket or possibly getting a roof carrier for the car, and I just haven't done that yet. So we were kind of faced with this dilemma of trying to get basically 4 very large suitcases, 4 carry-ons, and then other miscellaneous bags in the car and up to Phoenix. So I don't have everything here in front of me that we try to get in the car to get up to Phoenix, but I just wanted to give you a quick look at what that was, and then I'm going to show you, trying to get it all in here and see, so you can see what a problem it really is. So let's take a look at that now. These 2 guys are just little carry-ons. So with the suitcases in this configuration here, you can see that you have a little bit of room in the front, and this is a little precarious. You can shut the hatch with this, but you kind of have to push against stuff, but it does work. But so this bag right now isn't full, but it was full when we went. And this second bag here is actually smaller than the one that we had. My buddy's, or my son's buddy's bag was quite a bit bigger than this, and full it would not fit in this little small area here, and these guys won't fit up on top here either. So my camera bag and my other bag would fit here. So you can get that stuff in there, but we're still talking another bag that's actually was a little bit longer than one of these big guys and about the same width. There's really nowhere for that to go. There's no room in between the guys up there. And then I had this other blue bag, which was my son's, which again, it was full, and we tried to stuff it in and it wouldn't stuff. So I talked a little bit about putting it on the roof, but I just didn't want to put the weight up there and deal with that. It was just a little bit bad planning on my part, in all honesty. But so I've still got 2 more big bags to fit in here, plus carry-ons for my son, his friend, and my wife. These are my 2 carry-ons, and then I also had my drone, which is just a little bag. But when you stop and look at it, it's actually a decent amount of stuff that the car will take with the seats up. But when you're dealing with 4 people and 4 big bags, it just doesn't work. So with all that stuff, trying to get that in the car, yeah, I could have put a suitcase on the roof of the vehicle. I thought about laying down a blanket or something and then just strapping it to the cross rails or the roof bars or whatever. But I just really didn't want to put 40 pounds up on the roof. It probably would have been fine, not a big deal. But instead, we just opted to take 2 cars. It was not a huge deal. The hotel offered free parking, so no problem. But the interesting thing, what Subaru has done for 18, and we talked about this a little bit in a video I did a long time ago, how much room in the Crosstrek is there really? With the seats down, there's actually about 55 cubic feet of room, which is more than the Crosstrek's previous. But when you have the seats up, it's actually a little bit less. And I want to say it's 20.8. Hopefully I'll put it here in the right number if that's not correct. Which is actually a little bit less than the previous Crosstrek. So it was not a whole lot less, but just a little bit. And as you all know by now, this opening here is bigger in the 18, so it's easier to get things in and out, which I really appreciate. And I think it's also wider this way a little bit. But trying to get 4 big suitcases, carry-ons, and etc. in this back compartment when you really don't have any room anywhere else except for maybe between 2 people here, was basically impossible to do. So what is the solution, and what do you do about that? Well, I mentioned it earlier, you can get the little basket for the back, which is my plan that goes into your hitch. I've looked in the baskets, and on eTrailer.com, I think they were around 150 to 170 bucks, so not too bad. The other solution is getting one of the kind of the torpedo type upper boxes for the roof. You know, people have asked me, why did I choose the Crosstrek over the Forester or over the Outback? And really, for me, it's the way the car looks and the sportiness of it versus those other 2 vehicles. I really like the Forester, especially the XT version. I think it's really cool looking, has a nice little turbo motor in it. I like the Outback for what it's capable of. I don't really like the way it looks all that much. It's okay. They made some improvements with it over the years. But it's a great car, and you can put a lot more stuff in it. I can't remember what the cubic footage of carrying in that thing is, but I want to say it was around 35 with the seats up. So that's quite a bit more than the 20 for the Crosstrek. But then you're getting into different sizes and, you know, drivability and all those kind of things. So other than being able to put stuff in the Crosstrek as far as carrying things, it's really the perfect car for me, especially its off-road ability and gas mileage, etc. So having to carry all this much stuff and 4 people at the same time is a rarity for me. But if you have a family and you've got 2 kids in car seats and you need to carry a decent amount of suitcases or whatever else, it's definitely something to consider when you're buying one of these guys. I don't want to push somebody away from the Crosstrek because I love it so much, but it's just something to kind of keep in the back of your head. So hopefully this will be helpful for you if you are looking at the Crosstrek versus a Forester or an Outback or other vehicles as well. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how much stuff you can fit in the back of this car and kind of a real world scenario. I did do the video before kind of giving measurements and showing suitcases in the car, kind of give you a basic idea. But having this dilemma of having to get 4 people and all this gear to Phoenix to catch a flight really kind of made it obvious to me that I do need to get a basket or a roof carrier. So hope you enjoyed. Hit like if you did. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Come back for more Crosstrek videos. And I hope to get off-road here pretty soon. It's just been so hot, it's hard to get out there and film and stuff when it's 105. So anyway, stay safe everybody. Thanks for watching. Cheers.